Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Tony of Comic Conversations, the podcast that reviews more comics than anybody else. You can check out my show at halfguard.com, but that's not why you're here. You're here for Tales of the Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. The following takes place between Tales of the Teen Titans issues 42, 43, 44, and Tales of the Teen Titans Annual. Alright, let's go into our first issue right out the gate. Tales of the Teen Titans issue 42, The Eyes of Terra Morvac. Art by George Perez, story by Marv Wolfman. Alright, we open up the book with a photo shoot of Corey. She's doing it in conjunction with a local film festival. Donna Troy is a photographer. In her free time, Donna is a freelance photographer. While the Teen Titans talk about the photo shoot, Terra talks to Donna and asks if she can have a look around the studio. After that, the Titans make their way to Donna's apartment. Donna is to be wed to Terry Long, and the Titans talk about the wedding. After talking how they're in need of a bridesmaid, and that Raven is too shy to be one, Donna extends the offer to Terra, and that Dick will be there to give Donna away. While Dick is there, he mentions that he's no longer to be going by the moniker of Robin. From here, we go to Vic's apartment, where he's notified that his grandparents will be staying with him. Vic is none too pleased with the news. From here, we have a scene of Terra and Logan sharing a kiss. Terra makes her way to Teen Titans Tower. She's there to touch bases and get to know her fellow Teen Titan, Raven, a little bit better. Raven, not one for people, senses something sinister about Terra. While Raven has some doubts about her feelings and acknowledges that it may be something to do with her father, Trigon, but maybe there's a reason Raven feels this way. It's then that we see Terra have a moment to herself. After the lackluster interaction, she swears vengeance and says that she'll take her out personally. The next morning at Titans Tower shows the Titans training for combat. Cyborg is testing the limits of his strength. Cyborg is successful and able to lift the heavy weight over his head and smashes it into a million pieces. Trying to prove that he's more than machine now, while he was an athlete, Vic Stone, he always pushed himself to new heights, lifting a 4.5-ton cinder block and attempting to make an even 5. We then see Donna and Starfire ready to battle with bows above a pool. Both are great warriors in their own right. Logan says it'd be more entertaining if they were mud wrestling. Donna mentions how the 3 defeats have gotten to her, and she swears to not make it a 4th. It's then that we see Terra making mental notes of how strong the Teen Titans are. It's obvious why Deathstroke needed her to beat them, but confident she'd be able to do it by herself. Not impressed, she says she can beat them all by dropping a mountain on them. Donna makes an impressive outing, but is no match for Starfire, knocking Donna into the pool. Donna doesn't make her way to the surface for quite a while, and Corey starts to worry. But finally, Donna makes her way to the surface, acknowledging only up until this point, the only person that had been able to beat her is her sister Diana. The two make nice. It's Terra and Changeling's turn now. Changeling teases how he's going to take it easy on her. It appears he's going to make quick work of her, poking fun while he does so, but Terra is able to hold her own. Vic is entertained and said he'd paid good money to see this one. Raven, while watching out a window, says that Logan shouldn't tease her because he senses an overwhelming hatred in her. Everyone agrees Logan is taking the teasing too far. Terra snaps, and she's playing for keeps now. She makes a dirt tornado and starts throwing molten rocks at Changeling. Logan's knocked out. The rest of the teens are there for the save. Raven offers to help whatever triggered Terra. Terra tells Raven to leave her alone. Terra apologizes, but Raven is still concerned. Terra tells them that when she was found by the Titans, she's being held by terrorists. She says she was taken by the cruelty that Logan was poking fun. Cut to Deathstroke, who's been watching the whole thing. Deathstroke tells Terra not to abuse their trust. Terra says they bought the sap story hook, line, and sinker, and not to worry. Deathstroke tells her not to underestimate them. Slade says with the footage of the Titans, his files are complete and that he'll able to fulfill the contract with Hive. His recently deceased son, Grant, would have completed. The contract was delivered to the Titans, dead or alive, to Hive. A mysterious woman is shown spying on Deathstroke and Terra. She says how Slade is getting sloppy in his old age, that in the past it would have never been this easy to spy on him. Issue 43, Book 2, Betrayal. Deathstroke crashes through Dick Grayson's window. He knows Dick's secret identity. He says while he's been enhanced and could easily kill him, he doesn't want to. Deathstroke tells him he's working for Hive. Dick tries to figure out why Hive would want him. Dick worries that he may not be the first Titan he's gone after. Slade tells him to give up. He doesn't want to kill him, but if he has to, he will. Grayson says beating him wouldn't be a problem if he had his fellow Titans, but with his heightened abilities is no match for him. Dick provokes Slade into knocking him out of a window. Dick is able to make his escape after falling 4 stories. While he has no powers, he's proven to be the hardest fight and is obvious why he's the leader. Slade makes chase and runs through a park. He says it shouldn't have taken him a year and a half to bring the Titans in. Slade loses him in a crowd. He's worried that even though his abilities are enhanced, there's still no denying that he's getting older and sloppier with his work. Slade doesn't like having to depend on his power, and even worse yet, Slade worries that Terra's rage may be too much. This isn't about fulfilling a contract for her. Dick worries that he may be the only Titan left. The rest are not responding to his emergency signal. He goes to Corey and Donna's apartment and is horrified to find that his feelings were right about the rest of them. The apartment has been torn apart. Dick finds a card in the wreckage. It's from a gift, supposedly from him. It's then that we're shown the events that led to the disaster. Corey, thinking that Dick had sent her a present, opens the box and explodes, knocking Starfire out. Dick notices the apartment is still warm from the explosion, thinks to himself, Donna was probably at her photo studio during the blast. Dick goes to the studio and finds it abandoned. He says there's no way he could have got the drop on her. Dick examines the dark room. He replays the events in his mind. She opens a chemical compound for her photo. It's been sabotaged. The smell from the fumes knock her out. Dick again wonders to himself, how could Slade got so much information about the Titans' secret lives? He then goes to check on Vic. Cut to Vic reading the letter from his grandparents. He's not ready to let them back in his life. Vic goes to sit in his wicker chair. It's then that binds pop out of the chair, strong enough to hold Cyborg, shocking him into submission. It occurred to Dick only a select few knew about their secret lives. How did Slade know so much about them? How was he able to get the drop on all of them? Dick goes to Titan's Tower. Terra's ground structures have torn up the base. How could he have bested even her, he wonders. He goes to Raven's room. It's empty. It's then that the woman that's been spied on Slade and the Titans reveals herself. She's Adeline, and the young man with the curly hair is her son, Joseph. Adeline tells her that it was not the Terminator that captured Raven, but Terra. Dick doesn't believe her. Terra hated Raven, and given the chance, would have killed her, but Slade wouldn't allow it. Adeline tells Dick the entire story. She was to infiltrate the Titans, win their trust, and then turn them over to Slade. She's been working hand in hand with Slade the entire time. Cut to Logan, who's gotten some fan mail. Flattered, he decides to send an autographed photo of himself. While licking envelopes to fans, he starts to feel weak. The glue on the envelopes have been drugged. Adeline's story is starting to add up. Hit the Titans when their guard is down, while they're at their homes. Adeline reveals that Slade the Terminator is her husband. It's then that we're shown Deathstroke as he makes his way to Hive headquarters. He has completed the contract and has captured all the Titans. End of issue 43, book 2. Issue 88, book 3, There Shall Come a Titan. Dick denies the story as well as the fact that he's Robin, but the story seems to make sense. How else would have Slade got the drop in on the Titans? Adele's son makes Dick feel uneasy. He looks at Dick with disdain. Joseph is a mute. She tells the story of how she met Slade. Cut to Camp Washington, a military base. Slade Wilson was a military hero, having fought in the Korean War, the youngest decorated Army legend. During a training exercise, she had become intrigued by Slade, even getting the best of him in training. Slade fell in love with her when he bested her. Slade would work his way up in the ranks in the military. The two would get married. Slade had been assigned to Vietnam, and Adeline would have been fighting alongside him, but she was giving birth to their child. While the story seems to add up, Dick points out that Slade is far too strong and fast just to be an exceptional soldier. She tells him that he volunteered for a medical experiment to resist truth serum. One of the military serums, ACTH, was too much for Slade and sent his system into shock. The army said that he would probably never recover and that his military career was over, and he would have to spend the rest of his days behind a desk. Adeline says that was a death sentence for Slade. Slade will recover, even improve. His abilities were enhanced, but his body was still unreliable because he would have great days, but he'd also have horrible days. The army refused to use him. In retirement, Slade had found new life in being a hunter. He would disappear for weeks on end, but he still made time to raise his son. Joseph was not one for fighting. He loved playing and singing music. Slade would also throw elaborate parties for leaders of many nations, but one night, Adeline's home would be invaded by professional assassins. They were looking for Deathstroke. Adeline was more than capable of defending herself from the soldiers, but they got what they wanted, Slade's son, Joseph. They called Slade, saying that they wanted Deathstroke the Terminator. He told her that he was Deathstroke. His powers never left. He showed her the costume. She was terrified but secretly knew the whole time. He had crossed the international terrorist Jackal. He wanted information from Slade. Slade refused to give up the information. Goes against his profession and his word. Slade was able to best the Jackal at the expense of his son's voice. Slade's missions had also cost Adeline her other son, Grant the Ravager. Slade tells Adeline that he felt incomplete without military action. He tells her that he never taken missions that compromise national security. In a rage, she shot Slade in the eye. She tells Dick that she knows where he's keeping the Titans. Dick decides to come out of retirement, but with a new persona, one that reflected his work with Batman and Superman. His parents, Corey, the new identity, Nightwing. It's then that Adeline shows to Dick that her son has abilities and will help Robin, but only under the superhero name Jericho. Jericho reveals his power to control Dick's limbs with mere eye contact. The chemical that gave Wilson his enhanced abilities would also be transferred to his son. As a mute, Jericho can only communicate with sign language, but whether he wants his help or not, if they're going to save his friend, Jericho will be by his side. Adeline has her revenge. End of Book 3. Tales of the Teen Titans Annual. 1984, number 3. Book 4, Finale. Hive leaders celebrate the capture of the Teen Titans. Vic threatens to break out using his powers. Hive leaders encourage him. To do so would power their machine and drain their power. Hive is unable to absorb Raven's power and will figure out how to do so at a later time. Donna asks Slade why he's doing this. He's strictly a mercenary. Slade says he inherited the contract from his son, the villain Ravager. It's then that Deathstroke reveals his assistant. The team are shocked. Logan refuses to believe, but Cyborg starts to put the pieces together. It's Terra. Nightwing and Jericho make their way to Hive headquarters in the middle of a mountain range. Nightwing still has reservations about Jericho, but he agrees that he'll let him be his guide for the journey. Hive says the contract isn't complete because Deathstroke has not captured Kid Flash or Robin. Kid Flash is no longer a Teen Titan, and one of his associates is currently tracking Dick Grayson. Nightwing and Jericho infiltrate Hive headquarters. Jericho again shows what his powers are capable of, able to merge with one of the Hive goons and begins to talk to Nightwing, the Hive goon's vocal cords. Jericho is capable of living in his victims' minds, talking with their voice and words of a knocked-out opponent. Nightwing and Jericho make their way to the Hive presentation to kill the Titans. Jericho feels his victim starting to come to. With time counting down, Jericho springs into action. Jericho is able to jump from body to body. Nightwing adds to the confusion by throwing gas grenades. It's then that Jericho and Nightwing confront Terra. Terra knocks them out, but is surprised to see Dick with a new friend. The news is made to Deathstroke. The contract has been fulfilled by Terra, and Nightwing will be added to the Hive's Wheel of Death. With the contract fulfilled, Slade expects payment. Hive tells him that Ravager's powers were payment for the contract. It's then shown that Jericho has been captured by Terra. Slade is shocked to discover that the prisoner is his son, Joseph. Hive agrees to give him back his son should they come to an agreement. He can't compromise his son again for another mission. While making eye contact with his son, Jericho is able to take over Deathstroke's body. He slaps Terra. Slade feels his son's influence but does nothing to stop him. Jericho releases the Teen Titans. Slade tells him not to free the Titans. Not knowing what's going on, Terra feels betrayed by her love. Terra attacks Deathstroke. Raven is awakened and goes straight for Terra. Terra offers to help Terra with her rage, but she wants nothing to do with her. Slade tries to communicate that he's not in control of his body. Terra doesn't buy it. Logan doesn't want to believe Terra has betrayed the Titans. He thinks it's all part of some plan. Slade tells Jericho to release him or he die. Jericho releases control. Dick tries to reason with Terra, saying whatever he has on you, we can help you. Slade knocks out Grayson. Terra's rage has gotten the better of her. Slade was always that was her weakness. She wants to kill Slade. Logan hears this and is convinced this was part of her plan all along, but Terra tells Logan she always hated him. Terra said there doesn't always have to be answers to everything. She's just an angry person. She hates the Titans. While powerful, they don't use their powers to their fullest extent. Donna tries to calm Terra down. Corey attacks Deathstroke thinking she has corrupted her, turning her against the Titans. Vic tells Deathstroke to call off his girlfriend or he'll choke him to death. Terra tells the Titans all they do is try to convince people to love them when they should fear them. Logan tries to reason with her. They've been friends for almost a year. This isn't like her. She tells him that the kiss they shared made her sick. Donna tells her there's no reason to act like this. Took you in. Made you one of us. Terra tells Donna it was a trick all along. The terrorists that kidnapped her were working for Deathstroke. This was part of the plan all along. Infiltrate your ranks and turn you over to Hive. Donna asks why, and Raven appears to tell her that there doesn't always have to be a reason. Maybe she's just evil. She's a sociopath, unlike any of them. Deathstroke breaks free of Cyborg. Starfire threatens to kill Deathstroke, but he tells her that he'll kill Cyborg if she tries anything. Jericho stops Deathstroke dead in his tracks, impressing Starfire. Terra doesn't want to hear what Raven has to say, knocking her out in the process. Terra's rage is too much for anyone to control anymore. She threatens to collapse the entire base, killing them all in the process. Logan breaks her concentration by turning into a mosquito and flying into her eye. She's unable to control her powers. It's obvious to all that Tara wasn't evil from a bad childhood, or anyone's influence over her. She's just evil for evil's sake. With her powers over Earth, she could have done much for society. Logan won't believe she's evil. Deathstroke must have had something over her, making her do all these evil acts, as he and the rest of the Titans try to save her. Dick tells the Titans of his new persona, Nightwing, when Dawn and the rest of the Titans find Tara's body. Logan mourns her passing. The Titans and the rest of the heroes have a funeral for her, saying she died in battle fighting Deathstroke. The Titans don't have it in them to tell the truth about Tara. Thanks for checking out my video of Tales of the Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. Stay tuned to youtube.com/Comic Conversations, as my video recap is probably going to be a continuing thing going forward. Don't forget to check out my comic book review show, Comic Conversations, the podcast that reviews more comics than anybody else at halfguard.com. And until then, catch you guys next time. Adios.